Hello and welcome back. It's been another week off. This is turning into a habit. I've been away and I'm sorry. I apologise. It was a spontaneous trip that I didn't factor in our adoring fan base.
No. You're very non-empathetic towards any fans with your globe-trotting desires.
It's true. Arguably, it's done in spite of. I didn't enjoy myself at all purposely.
I was considering just coming up here and doing a solo one.
Yeah, that'd be nice.
And just kind of not really saying anything particularly, just saying how my week's going.
How long would it be?
5 minutes.
5 minutes.
Yeah.
And
just
then
a quick
posting
update.
it. Yeah,
All right,
posting
guys.
it as
Just
an
me
episode
this week. Yeah.
Yeah, I went to Jordan with my father, which is always a mixed bag. And yeah, the Holy Land. Jordan's the Holy Land. Do you know that? It's part of the Holy Land. It's on the border with Israel.
There's a lot of Jordan talk in the Bible.
Yeah, the River of Jordan, all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And
were you cleansed? Were you spiritually healed? Are you born again?
Jordan. We saw all there is to see in Jordan, and there's 3 things to see in Jordan.
That's a big claim.
I saw everything. I'm pretty sure I've seen everything. Yeah. Jordan has 3 amazing things. It has one of the wonders of the world.
Which one's that?
Petra. You know the city.
Is that the city in the mountains?
Cut into the. Do you remember the last
it's
Indiana?
Indiana
Jones? No, that's the other.
Yeah.
Indiana Jones.
Yes.
You know that when they go. Yeah. That's Petra.
The one with, right.
Yeah.
Is it the one with the monkeys? Or is that wrong?
No, that's the second one.
That's the second one.
The racist one.
The racist one.
Yeah. Temple of Doom. Terrible name.
Oh, that's the second Indiana Jones rather than the second. Is it a different Wonder of the World? The monkey one. It's like a temple of doom.
Are we talking about Indiana Jones or the Wonders of the World?
You know what? I don't know. I've lost myself.
But Petra, massive city, incredible, blown away. Jerash, Roman ruins, pretty intact city, blown away.
Did you do a lot of?
A lot of that. I was blown away. You know, and like I blow away hard. I'm a big emoter when it comes to
You say that as a joke, but
I get blown away.
You really do.
I get blown away. Like I'm not like the most emotionally like outward of my inner, but when I'm blown away, I get it. I'm like an Italian.
I think the emotion,
that's when the Italian comes out, is when I'm blown away.
I think the emotion you experience most outwardly is awe. That's an absolute fact from you.
Not love, not affection,
not sadness, not joy,
pure awe. If it's nature, I am very open when it comes to awe.
Almost rudely so.
Almost.
It's a bit like
it's gauche. It's
like that's
gauche.
Enough.
That is gauche.
We get it. You're in awe.
Yeah, it's like play your cards a bit close to your chest. I don't need to see all this awe.
It's like when someone's really depressed, like you don't want to see them go around being so
and that's
depressed.
what I do.
When someone's really happy, you don't want that either. You don't want it shoving in people's faces. So stop shoving it in our faces that you're so blown away by this tapestry.
Wow. So it was awful. Oh, that wasn't actually on purpose, but yes.
Yeah.
And then there's the Dead Sea, which you float because there's sort of salt in it.
Yeah.
Which is amazing.
Yeah, would you go in that?
Yeah, it was bonkers. Like I've saw pictures and I thought, okay, that'll be a bit fun. You go in there and you're like, this is...
Do you not float in pools anyway because you have a very skeletal figure?
Actually, weirdly, funny you should bring that up. This is going to make you look like a fool. I'm the opposite of I sink. Yeah. So there's a technique that you can push and like float yourself.
If you just inhale.
Yeah, something like that.
We've definitely spoken about this.
I've never been able to do it.
You've never been able
even
so even if you inhale.
So and my legs will always start falling. But in the Dead Sea, you can't swim because when you start the float is so strong, you start spinning like a crocodile. You're like trying to. It's absolutely insane. And then if you get any of the sea salt in your mouth, you're like you have to get out. It's so salty.
Because the reason why you float is because of the salt.
So much salt.
So you can't get rid of like any cuts or anything.
So yeah, Dead Sea, Geras, Petra. A lot of awe. The rest of the country was a migraine, to be honest.
Yeah.
We've all got images of the Middle East from news footage.
Some of them more racist than others.
Sure. And a lot of the time it's painted with a lot of violence and destruction in the media.
Yeah.
Take all the images of the aesthetic of the brown houses, the dusty desert, all of that, and then take all of the angst and tension out. It was bizarre. So it looks like when you have news footage of, Baghdad and blown up cars and stuff, but there's no tension it's the most peaceful place I've ever been.
Yeah.
So it's and like,
is it quite sparse or is it dense?
5 million people live in the capital and that's half the population.
You know, I don't really know what that means.
Yeah, it's true. So that's 5 times the population of Birmingham in one place.
Thank you.
And every single house is the same.
Every single.
So it's an absolute.
How developed is it?
Not particularly, but it's just every single house is like a brown concrete thing, and it's the same color as the desert. So every single thing is brown.
Everything is brown.
There's no real center, but there's no. You go to Istanbul or something. There's like aggro. There's people shouting at each other in the streets. Even here, there's an underlying tension. You can see like a class thing going on. There's people are disgruntled. Yeah. You go anywhere. Normally, any sort of impoverished country, there's normally. In Jordan, there's just, for some reason, there's absolutely none of that, where everywhere around them is so much aggro. During the Arab Spring, apparently 2 people in Jordan died, and one of them was from the cold. Everywhere else, Jordan, they've got that shit on lock. It's like, there's nothing... Are
they happy with the government, then?
They don't like the king, because the king is a white man.
Oh, yeah, the king of Jordan, yeah.
It's funny, because they got pictures of him everywhere. He looks like a... he's actually his mum's British, but he is the whitest looking man I've ever seen. So it's all like...
So a bit like you.
He does look a bit... He genuinely looks quite a lot like me.
I can see you being the king of Jordan. Yeah.
But he has the tribal garms, traditional garms of Jordan.
He's bald underneath there.
Probably. But then he's got piercing blue eyes, and he actually looks like... He looks like a sort of Texan politician who's striking up an oil deal in the Middle East.
Yes.
And then
to try and for the local customs.
For the PR photo. I'll get a photo of him now because he is white and no one likes him because he lives in New York, because he's a white man.
So he's governing the kingdom.
Yeah, but he doesn't he clearly doesn't like Jordan as a place.
Yes.
So he lives in New York, and they feel that's not like the most comradeship.
Which I can understand.
Yeah.
Which I can understand.
And so historically, I was interested in the region because civilization started around there. It all started around Iraq, Israel, Jordan, all the Middle East, because on average around the globe there was 5 essential crops.
Sure.
In this small area, there was 37 for some reason.
37 essential crops.
And that's where civilization...
We're talking wheat.
We're talking barley. We're talking barley. We're talking oats.
Potatoes.
We're talking flax, not potatoes.
Not interested then.
But
that's... won't be catching me then.
And then in the Bible, it's the land of milk and honey. Like that.
Is that the...
Yeah.
Okay.
So...
Because milk and honey also is in the Quran. So why is it such a...
They didn't have much shit going on. They didn't have Twix. They didn't have Galaxy.
Smarties, definitely.
They didn't have Smarties. So like milk and honey.
Milk and honey was
milk and honey would not blow. Yeah. It wouldn't even...
The equivalent of a double-decker or a curly whirly.
Yeah, like honey does not blow me away. Like honey must have blown you away back then.
But it's the same problem as why we shouldn't expose children to giraffes at an early age.
We shouldn't.
You see too much of a good thing.
So like the sign that milk and honey blows you away is a good sign.
It's a good sign because you're living a pure life. You haven't been tainted by.
Yeah, like we can go down to our offie and get milk and honey, but it doesn't feel like.
Don't need to.
It's not like the streets are paved with gold. There's milk and honey at the off licenses.
No, it's quite aggressive.
But what's interesting is you read all these stories about like this was the perfect petri dish for civilization. It's like the easiest place to live. This beautiful place. This is where the Holy Lands are. But basically, because of natural climate change, the whole region's completely dead.
Yeah.
So
what from crops? Crop dead.
Yeah. Well, I don't. No one explained it to me enough.
Yeah. It's because
I kept asking. I was like, why is it so fucking dead then? All I'm hearing is milk and honey, and it's just dirt. Like, genuinely, it's got... the Dead Sea, it looks like God on the second day.
Yeah.
I think it was the second day. Basically, he'd put dirt in and made, like, hills out of dirt, and the sea with nothing in it. It looks like that, and then he went to bed. He hasn't put any grass. He hasn't put any living things.
Yeah.
It's just land and a lake. And the lake's dead, and that was the whole area. All of it was dead.
Well, so what happened?
I don't know what happened, but I don't know why this is not big as shit. Because we always hear about the Holy Lands and how it's like the center of like the world, and that's where we all come from and stuff.
It's expose time. Cue the theme tune.
But then when you fucking
cue the theme tune.
No.
What's happening in Jordan?
So
it used to be the country of 37 different essential crops, and now what is there? What is there now?
And
the Holy Land, talking about it?
Yeah.
Who's out there talking about it? I certainly am not the king of Jordan.
No, he's not. He's in New York.
I'll tell you that much. I've just learned all this information now, but I am outraged. I am livid. Let's bust open this roof of lies and deceit.
Yeah.
You can do the ending theme tune now.
Yes. Yeah. Anyway, how have you been?
I've been good. When you went to Jordan,
All right. Sorry.
Good lord, man.
Sorry.
When you went to
You went to who?
I went to Jordan. You went to I went somewhere. Right. When you went to Jordan, I went to the Amex in Brighton.
The Holy Lands.
The Holy Lands. We both went to visit our Holy Lands. Had a lovely time there. However, everyone looks like my dad.
Weird. Italian.
Weird. There's something about Sussex or the Brighton area that attracts middle-aged men with slightly curly, short black hair.
Like a permy style, thickness to it.
Even though they're not tanned, they seem tanned.
Because of in relation to the jet black.
You know what I mean? And so it's weird because I haven't seen my dad for a while. But
what is the diaspora in mid Sussex? Where's this coming from?
I just don't know because it is. If you look around, it's also amusing to look. I looked around the stadium at one point and just a sea of white men. It's always fun to do that at football. Yeah. But they are genuinely either curly-haired Italian kind of looking men, or they're bald, and you can't have one without the other. Maybe
they're probably not as wonky as West Ham fans.
I can't.
The West Ham fans, it was like all the noses are smushed and all the teeth are wonky.
I've noticed wonkier. So everyone in Sussex, every older male in Sussex looks like my dad. Every older male in London has the wonk.
Yeah,
there is the difference.
Yeah.
But Brighton used to be sponsored by Donatello's, which is a pizza place. And
oh really?
So I think when I was growing up, I was like, is this an Italian team or something?
Yeah.
But so I feel like I've seen my father, but I haven't actually seen him.
Yeah, but it's like a weird. It must be like it feels like a bizarre Freudian dream when you're in a stadium filled with 40,000 pictures of your dad.
Just shouting abuse at the goalkeeper. And then I wake up and I'm the goalkeeper.
What does that mean?
What is this?
Do you remember? I absolutely loved it when you had that glitch on your phone where there was a notification that wouldn't disappear of your dad saying, "I'm outside." Do you remember that?
Yeah,
do you remember that? Yeah. It was honestly fucking hilarious. And Andrew's phone, for about 6 months or something, no, maybe less.
When was this?
It was at uni. It was at uni.
It was at uni, yeah.
It was like 3 to 4 months, I reckon.
Yeah.
For some reason, and you weren't speaking to your dad that regularly anyway. No. But there was a permanent notification of "I'm outside," which is not good for your mental health. If every time you look at the phone, you have "Dad, I'm outside."
Oh God, yeah. Just waking up
every time.
Waking up when your alarm goes off is "I'm outside. I'm outside. I'm outside." Maybe that's some unprocessed trauma I haven't quite got around to yet.
That is weird,
I'm outside.
Though. You're in a lecture. I'm outside.
Yeah.
You're necking 3 birds at once.
I'm outside. He's outside. You better believe he's outside. Yeah, no, that is something I haven't actually considered. That's something I did forget about. And because I think my laziness with phone repairs is second to none, I think.
Yeah, and you're undefeated at the moment.
Undefeated. Keep fucking going. So I think it did actually get to a point where I was like, you know what, that's enough.
Well, that's enough, Dad. I'm
trauma.
outside.
I'm gonna have to do something.
That takes a lot.
I can have half of the screen cracked, and I'll still soldier on. But if it's a constant text from Dad saying I'm outside, I think that's enough to get the fuck out of there.
And also, I've never seen that happen to anyone's phone. I don't know what bizarre. How you dropped in such a way that it sort of triggered a childhood memory.
It's like my phone is actively working against me, or at least pushing me, saying, "Talk to your dad."
Talk to your dad.
He's
and
there.
It was funny because you weren't
He's
speaking
outside.
to
Let him in.
That period, you weren't speaking to your dad.
Not at all. Yeah. Yeah. I'm outside. Oh, terrifying.
It's terrifying. Yeah. It's this. It conjures images of it's cold and your dad's freezing, trying to get. Well, I'm outside, son, and you won't let him in.
For me, it conjures images of I've overslept and I was meant to see him or something. You're in that rush panic of I'm outside and you're just not ready at all to see him because I was never ready to see him because I wasn't seeing him.
Yeah. You know, it takes ages to get the Gimp suit off as well.
There's a lot. Get the Gimp suit on. Come on. Come on, we're going.
Your dad's waiting there furious in his Gimp
with
suit.
a leather whip. That's just still out of
I'm outside.
Andrew, I'm outside. We agreed 2 p.m. Sorry, Dad.
2 p.m. is the best time to be wearing a Gimp suit.
It is because
that's real love of the craft.
It's like we do that thing where he walks me around cities, populated cities, with a leash.
2 p.m. High tide.
Let's talk about those kind of kinks for a second,
please.
I would consider myself a low-key kinky person. Never pain or like gimp. I do not understand gimp suits, but I'm not out here to judge.
You're not.
We're not. It's our slogan.
Yeah. No, yeah.
We're not here to judge. But
you're low-key,
right,
kink,
right. I'm what?
You're low-key. You're
low-key. No, because I'm interested and want to learn about it. When
the culture.
The culture. Because, like, I get it's the humiliation thing, isn't it? Just being walked around in a gimp suit. I've seen a video of someone getting off a train with it. It looked very awkward to mind the gap.
So that they're taking the role play to bigger lengths for the humiliation, which just adds to the sexual.
I guess so. Because it's mostly just crowded places. You see people go around shops and stuff.
Yeah.
And a train, I guess, is the epitome of a humiliation. Would you say? Because he can't hold on to the handrails.
Most crowded place in the world.
He's really boshing about.
More crowded than a train.
We've digressed slightly. But because do you then get a sexual kick afterwards, or do you like?
I don't know. You're asking me as if
you're a cuck. Come on, let's be honest.
No, I don't. I certainly don't see any appeal to sort of sexual embarrassment. I already find it embarrassing enough. It's already humiliating. This is already.
Yeah, that's it.
And I feel it takes a huge amount of sexual confidence to seek out sexual embarrassment. I feel it takes
a fascinating point.
It takes out a lot of sexual self-esteem.
Yeah.
It takes to be like forcibly embarrassed. It's already humiliating.
Yeah, but it does take a lot of confidence. Because I always admire the people who are being walked around in a gimp suit on a leash.
Yeah, I guess admire, is that the word? Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's up there with the words. Because it's like, you're doing it for the humiliation. Well, yeah, but they got the mask on, so it could be anyone.
Yeah, the anonymity, I guess, is key.
Yeah.
I think what I'm interested in, I'm not that outgoing sexually, but I am interested in the sex clubs, the fancy ones.
Like the orgies.
Yeah, but there's like the kind of London-y fancy ones with like people like the suits and that sort of stuff.
Like
I'm a bit more like
buffet.
I don't want shrimp cocktail. No. If you have shrimp cocktail at a fancy orgy, that's disgusting. I'm
Correct,
not
yes.
The shrimp cocktails. You know, the shrimps hanging over the side of the glass.
Yeah.
I'm not eating that while I'm seeing someone getting piped.
Well, I think shrimp is one of the most erotic of foods to have as a buffet.
It is, but it's also too erotic. I'd just have flatbreads and hummus.
This is why you'll be a bad invite to an orgy.
No, I probably would never have the confidence, but I think I would find it incredibly erotic, like a sort of Eyes Wide Shut style.
Incredibly erotic.
Yeah. This is erotic.
This is in awe.
It would be. I probably wouldn't even get involved. Like, a
sex tourist.
Sex tourist.
Yeah. We're following your dad's footsteps.
Exactly. He's travelled the 7 wonders of the world.
Did he pick up any honeys in Jordan?
No, he didn't. No. Okay, but it was the land of milk and honey. So the land of milk and honeys. Yeah. So are you at all interested in a sex club? I'm not interested in like the sweaty, smelly shit on the floor, like leather.
So you're not interested in sweaty, smelly shit.
Yeah, well, it seems like there's 2 types of sex clubs.
Yeah,
there's the sort of I'm wearing leather and you're gonna fist me. Do you know the kind of thing? I'm an accountant. Let's get this done.
I'm an accountant, but that's my day job.
Yeah, they all have like the most normal day jobs.
Cat mask on my dick.
Further than that, let's just I'm gonna use you like a puppet.
Yeah, let's get right in the
lots of gaping holes.
No. Yes. No.
I think some sort of like. I think I would be interested in some sort of like classier affair with lingerie.
But that's when you need hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
We come back to the shrimp cocktail paradox.
Yeah, because I think exactly, and I think that's the 2 different kinds. I think you'd be more at home at an orgy where there's shrimp cocktail.
Yeah, maybe.
More at home at an orgy without it.
Yeah, okay. So you'd be more of the kind of trashy dogging kind of.
I don't want to dog. Because
45-year-olds in a car.
Dogging, I mean, just like pulling up in a car and then just seeing like a 40-year-old woman in a car and then just getting into her car and slowly having sex with her. That doesn't sound
That's
like
not
my
for
speed.
you. That's not erotica.
No, it's not. It's more.
What's your dream sex club?
My dream sex club.
Yeah.
I want too many sex swings.
Sex wings?
Sex swings.
Oh, sex. I thought you meant sex wings, like
Like,
of the building.
like Victoria
And I thought of the building, there's lots of wings. There's like the fisting wing, the fingering wing. Too many. But like, there's too many.
Well, there's nothing wrong with some labelling of exactly
It's
what's
true.
happening there.
But you know, in London, when you open up a Deliveroo app, there's too many options.
Too many
you
options.
kind of want that when you're seeing the kind of the map of the sex emporium. When you're like, there's too many wings. There's too many.
Well, actually, speaking of this, one of our friends has come up with the idea of an app called Piccadilly Circus.
Oh, that's fucking. I'm sold. I'm Dragon's Den. You're taking my money.
Yeah, I know. And
he comes up, he says the name. They're all like, I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah, how much you need? Take everything I have. And it's like it's a dating app, but you, instead of seeing pictures of it on your face, pictures of your face and stuff in a profile, you just take a picture of your dick.
Okay.
And then you swipe left or right on the dick. It's like it's called Piccadilly Circus, so women go on there and go yes and no to dicks because it's like cutting to the chase.
Yeah. So do you think that's what women are really? That's what they're
after.
One
woman is interested in. But then I was like, I'm trying to piece it together because the name in itself is enough to run on. Yeah. It's enough to put some funding in there and see how it goes.
It's one of those ones where it's like it doesn't really matter what the content is. You've already
sold it because I'm going to download it. I'd absolutely be involved in the beta testing of it. The first Willy on Piccadilly Circus.
And there's a playfulness to it.
There is.
That would take away from the
and
aggression.
You need that playfulness in the name to take away from the amount of cocks you see. Yeah. Because otherwise it looks like some sort of perverted sexual disgusting place for men to show.
It feels like chug a dick camp.
Yeah.
You'd be like,
findyourrightknob.com. It's playful, it's jovial. And then if you were looking through knobs on findyourrightcock.com,
findyourknob.com,
every cock would be disgusting. But on Piccadilly Circus,
even if they're disgusting, they're silly.
Everything's like, it's a bit cheeky. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
But then, so I was then trying to flesh it out. I was like, how would that? So once you swipe right on a willy, you get a match. If we're involved in gender equality, I mean, surely.
Which we are. Yeah.
Well, I guess we're going to have to see some cooters.
We're going to... Wait, so what would that be?
Well, so then...
I hope you've thought of one.
So instead of just... No, I haven't. This is the first time I thought about this.
Pick a fanny circus.
Oh, no. It should be a different tube station.
Like Leicester Square.
Fanny, Leicester, cunt. Doesn't work, does it?
Leicester cunt doesn't work. We'll give this 10 more seconds. We'll try and...
Putney Bridge, Pussy Bridge.
Bond Street...
Buns, Spindler Street. Spindler Street. Come on. Puss. Pick. Clapham.
Clap.
It's clam?
Clapham.
Clapham.
Clapham Junk.
Clapham Junction. Clapham.
Cluncham Junction.
Clapham Cluncham.
Cluncham Junction.
Name TBC.
Yeah.
So I guess what it would actually be is just an app of men. So for the straight version at the moment, there'll be a gay version to come out.
Better be.
There'll be all that stuff. Depending on sexuality, you can see a cock or a vagina. It'll be either.
There's someone who started typing. He was like,
that was close.
Yeah. What's the hypothetical gay app?
I think you've got some issues with Piccadilly Circus. Yeah. So the dream is, I guess, is that so you swipe. I would be looking through pictures of vaginas, and I'll go, oh, that's a nice vagina, and then she would see my penis and go, well, I don't like that. That's weird and disgusting. And then eventually...
and then they'd match them together.
And eventually some freak would come along who likes my penis and then would go, match. And then, I think then you reveal the whole profile. And the picture...
Is it fully naked?
And then the picture is deleted of the penis and the vagina. So you can never put a cock to a face. And that is my motto.
Okay, I already like that. That's a great idea.
But then the problem is... You're then gonna it doesn't work because then you're just back to the normal dating app. The only way to get around being back to the normal dating app experience is if you can't see their profile and you have to meet them purely based on their genitals.
Yeah.
And that is a risky game.
Bookmark boys.
They bring the bookmark noise.
Bookmark boys, you already know by now, are the best places to get your bookmarks. I was reading a fair bit. I've got back into reading finally. And I hate when I read a book, when I rarely do, how much smarter I get immediately. It really shows how...
It doesn't show, but...
No, it shows how much of your potential you're losing by not reading. Do you ever get pissed off when you read like 10 pages of a book and your brain is just working on so many, and you're like, if I was just doing this all the time, I'm dumb as shit because I read so rarely.
It's absolutely true. I even get that with just like watching a good film.
You're like, fuck's sake.
Watching Ocean's 12 for the fifth time. Well, it's just you start thinking again.
But
how can you read and get into that intelligent thought process without an appropriate place to mark where you are?
We're going to promote reading, as I personally think reading is good for you.
So we're sponsored by reading.
We're a men's mental and physical health podcast, and part of our big self-care push is read more.
Yeah, and what better reading accessory?
Yeah, and it's not good, especially if you're getting paperbacks, which to be honest, I prefer paperbacks, even though hardbacks, they're weird. They don't feel like...
You got to have that slight bulge.
Yeah, but then you're going to be ripping them apart if you're folding the pages and stuff.
Leave something for your kids, you selfish bastards.
You fucking selfish
bastards.
What's wrong
with you? Turning over the corners like medieval.
So I would be using great bookmarks. It's a bit of fun. It's not that expensive. To be honest, Christmas is coming up. It's a great gift. For that, a Secret Santa. Secret Santa, you get paired with the person with no fucking personality. A treasure hunt.
A cherished aunt or a treasured uncle.
Okay, well, I like cherished aunt, but I prefer treasure hunt because then you can do a really pretentious sort of Easter egg hunt. A bookmark boys.
Maybe we could host a bookmark boys treasure hunt.
Maybe we could. But yeah, follow bookmark boys.
You can't make a Tomlin without breaking some Gregs.
It's from Succession, which is season 3 starting now. Very good.
Hilarious.
Yeah, it's actually probably the best line in the show.
It's definitely.
It's up there.
It's up there. There's so many, but it's the one that I immediately recognise as well. Actually,
anyway, that was Bookmark Boys. So speaking of Spooktober, have we done a pod in Spooktober? Yeah, I think we did. We must have done it.
Yeah, now.
Yeah. So we've done it. Well, we did. Yeah, last.
But there was nothing going on for
But
Halloween.
this Spooktober, are you going to be getting as a spooky spirit?
No.
Okay.
I don't like Halloween.
Go on. Go off, Queen.
Now, I don't... if you don't mind.
Please.
Is it cool with you guys?
Be my guest to go off, Queen.
Right, Halloween. The thing is, look, I don't want to be one of those...
Go off, spleen. What does a spleen do?
That I've never known.
What does...
Couldn't tell you.
Because I thought if a spleen was like something to do with digestive, then if you were having diarrhea, you'd be like, go off, spleen.
Go off. Yeah.
Sorry.
One for the ideas. No, Halloween. I didn't enjoy trick or treating when I was younger.
Okay.
Because it's just like knocking on people's. I guess the candy aspect. Yeah.
But you're not a big sweets guy.
No, I'm not anymore.
You're not a sweets tooth guy.
I have been. No, I know. I was back in day. I was a little chocolate whore.
You're chocolate though, but it's not really. Halloween's not really for the chocolate lovers.
No, who wants to receive a fucking refresher?
Well, me, I'm a big.
Yeah, I don't get it, man. I don't get it.
Pete Holmes said about sweets, it's like flavoured by science. That's what I like about sweets. They've made it in a lab. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but they still taste like wank.
They don't taste like wank. They've worked it out of like texture, sweetness, chewiness. Like I like seeing new sweets come out because I'm like, what are they going to think of next?
The only acceptable sweets that exist are those cola bowls. And not the fizzy ones.
Oh, the plain ones?
Yeah. The plain big ones. Those are the only good ones.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Completely disagree, but go on. But anyway, carry on going off,
now,
Queen.
Thank you, Queen. Once Halloween comes round, look, me and Adam had an idea for an outfit this year. We had it like a few months ago when the Masters was on, and it was to go as a golfer in a caddy. And
okay,
I know
that's fine. Yeah.
It's average. Yeah. Don't get us wrong. It's more for us than anyone else. But
who would be the caddy?
Adam, obviously. But as it gets closer and closer and closer, like I like maybe the idea of thinking of a Halloween costume a few months before, but then I hate any costume party. I don't enjoy it. 100%. And that's the problem with Halloween. It's just the admin involved in creating the costume, buying. It's expensive to buy this shit.
Go off, Queen, on Halloween.
Oh, whoopsie daisy!
Sorry, I just thought of that. I should have opened.
No, it's absolutely worth interjecting for that. You can just edit that in. It frustrates me to have to do admin on a daily basis because there's so much admin that's involved with living. Why, when we're having a celebration of a good time, are you going to give me more admin to do beforehand? 100%. There's enough admin.
I would say I hate fancy dress. Halloween I don't like either, but I can kind of get it because I see other people having fun. And I'm like, oh, I accept that.
Yeah, good for that.
Non-Halloween fancy dress drives me crazy.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like I'm having a wedding in the south of France. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
It's like we're all,
yeah.
cool. So we're all going to have to buy tickets.
Inconvenient celebration.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I'm not a big Halloween guy. I feel, I admire, I find it strange the who is comfortable in a costume. It doesn't make sense to what you'd think it would be.
Yeah.
From your friends, you're like, oh,
you love.
I thought you were like shy and shit,
Yeah,
but you happily get into costume.
Yeah, and
but
really
I feel
all
so
out.
uncomfortable. I don't want any of that. And also, it's when you go to like Halloween with like adults and stuff, and it's like you put on the costume, and like within like 10 minutes, you just want to take it off, and it's just for everyone to see it.
Well, we went as Batman and Bane to go on holiday once because we had no ideas.
Exactly. So we just already were wearing Hawaiian shirts. It was a Hawaiian shirt summer.
Yeah.
So we just had a Batman mask and a Bane mask.
Batman and Bane go on holiday.
We also, it was good
that's
though.
The worst thing because I'm one of those guys that has to, like, because I haven't put any effort into it. It's incredibly abstract and conceptual. There's a lot of steps that I have to explain.
I like Ghost. Ghost was good.
Ghost was good, and I did that before other people were doing that shit. Bought a blanket, cut 2 holes in it, went. No one knew who I was for the first half an hour of the party. And I could hear people go, do you know who the ghost is? Because I was determined not to let anyone know for a bit.
Were you not
and
talking
then there was
to
a big
people?
reveal, and they went, oh, it's Andrew.
Yeah. Oh.
Yeah, but I was putting on my spooky voice.
It is Spooktober.
There's...
Oh, we also did Wallace and Gromit.
Wallace and Gromit, yeah, that was
good.
That was way too small for you.
Yeah.
But, no, I shouldn't... No, I had something about costumes. You know. Oh, no, because, right, the biggest thing that I was excited about this Halloween was that we are the commanders of our own ship. We live in our own house. No, we didn't get any trick-or-treaters at uni, or we were out for it or something.
Yeah.
I'm really excited about being the adult that has the candy bowl.
Yeah.
And goes, hi, kids, here are your sweets. But, no, it's not that. It doesn't sound like that.
Hi, kids, here are your sweets.
Okay, I might need to work on my opening line a bit.
No, I'm excited as well.
Because I like the dishing out part.
But also, I never remember being opened by like 4 24-year-olds. Like, I like that kind of
if all
vibe.
4 of us come to the door.
All 4 of us. Yeah, I think that's the something.
Not in costume.
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Or we should go trick or treating, but like wearing normal clothes and just be like, like we're mugging them. No, like we're mugging them. Like go. But like with hoodies on, it's like fucking.
Yeah, but I think
put it in the fucking bag.
Put it in the bag, right?
We got a duffel bag. Put it in the fucking bag.
We want your fucking sweeties. Yeah? Yes. Give us the candy. No, I think I would love to go trick or treating in full costume with the 4 of us, just to see
that age. Yeah.
See the general output of it. But because I don't know. It should be there's fun events and stuff, but the costume thing has always freaked me out, and I don't know what to do about it. It's the end of it.
Yeah, that's completely fair enough. Well, speaking of horrors, Alec Baldwin killed someone on set. That was a wild news notification, wasn't it?
Did you wake up to it?
Yes, I did wake up to it.
Yeah,
that is a wild. That was a
great
wild. I've had some wild. No, David Bowie is dead is one of the wildest ones, but I think this one.
Michael Jackson.
Michael Jackson. I didn't get a news notification. I heard that on the radio. No, we're talking about. I'm talking about BBC News notifications. What's the wildest one?
Yeah, it's definitely up there.
Yeah, Alec Baldwin killed someone.
Kills man on set. Woman kills woman. Did the guy die?
He just got injured.
Yeah.
So what are your preliminary thoughts on the big hottest story of the month?
Now, because it was a hella hot story, your daddy Drew got himself on Twitter.
Sure.
And he scrolled around.
You rarely get on Twitter.
Rarely get on Twitter. Right? Yeah. Once every 6 months, I'll deem a news story worth going on Twitter for.
Alec Baldwin killing someone on set.
Alec Baldwin kills a man on set.
Woman.
I was straight on Twitter. Yeah. And so, it's a horrible accident.
Awful.
Like, horrendous thoughts and prayers to everyone involved and everything.
Yeah.
But there's been so much, and like, because Alec Baldwin is a big anti-gun kind of protester, or if you can call it that, gun control kind of guy.
Lefty.
And so, but what astonished me was the lack of logic or anything on Twitter. The people that are going on, essentially,
it's politically quite vague, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is an issue. So it's like, it's like conservatives and woke people. The opinions are not split as a binary. Do you know what I mean? There's not a left and right approach.
It just there's no sense at all about like just how there can be any other than what a horrible accident.
Yeah, that's exactly what I thought.
Well, it serves you right almost, or like, well, you can't lecture us about gun control because of a horrible accident with a prop.
Yeah, but it's also sort of everyone is desperate for Alec Baldwin to be Alec Baldwin's fault, and it is clearly it's clearly an awful accident who I don't think is really.
If fault's going to be attributed, it has to move towards the prop hand, or something.
But also, how the fuck do you? That is like 101.
That is
surely in the first day of like
I think
prop
I know
gun
how
school.
It happened.
What?
I think so. It's to do with. So
do you think they had a box full of real bullets and fake bullets?
And they only have to take it from the fake bullets. And the director's going, "Why do we have the real bullets box?
We're not even using real bullets."
I don't know. We just need to make. We're just making sure. We need to see the opposite to make sure.
And then someone switched the labels.
Some crowd, probably Alec Baldwin. He's covered his own tracks. No, so I think apparently, from what I read on Twitter, so this may not be true, but there's something. I think they wanted to let the gun needed to have a heavy feel and a heavy weight for one of the shots. So they put real bullets in there and then took them out for the next scene. Put them in there, but with no powder. So they wouldn't have gone. They wouldn't have been able to shoot. Right. So just for the weight. So then, but then they took them out for the weight. Yeah. Well, you can imagine what films can sometimes be like. They want that authentic kind of feel. Because maybe if they're like moving it or something, if it's like one of those, if it's just filled with blanks.
Well, maybe it is Alec Baldwin's fault because if he was a more skilled actor, he could maybe sort of mime the weight needed.
My opinions have changed now. We should hold him accountable. No.
On his lack of acting ability.
On his lack of acting abilities. The real problem here is his lack of physical acting.
Because I feel I could make it look.
But that's why you're not where Alec Baldwin is. That's why you're not at the top of the Biz-Show. Because you think you can do shit that you can't do.
Hey, I'm going up, he's coming down. We'll meet each other soon.
So I think that happened for one scene, and then what then happened? They switched the cartridge out for blanks because they actually needed to fire it.
Yeah.
But then so the blanks go in, I think with powder, but without something else. But the force of the powder going into it or something might have put one of the bullets into the chamber. So then so there was a bullet loaded in the chamber, then with the rest of the cartridge filled with blanks.
So you've actually done it, because I was looking for this everywhere. Where did you find this?
Twitter.
Okay.
So we get it because the guy said, "I think I can explain what actually happened."
Okay.
So it could be that. That is speculation. Don't sue me.
Because I'm fascinated to see how it happened, and it is considering how many guns are on set. It happens like once every 20 years. It is incredibly rare.
Yeah.
But it's still kind of. It feels like you could put something in place so it never happens.
Yeah.
It feels like it's fairly simple for it never to be ever happen.
It might be James Gunn or some other person.
You should call it saying James Gunn because the gun.
What's his actual name?
Yeah, no, he's probably
James Gunn.
There's someone called James Gunn.
Yeah, because he spoke out quite early about it. He actually did. What did he direct? The
Guardians of the Galaxy.
That's it. Yeah, it was him. Him and another director came out and were like, how just confused that would happen, given how rigid and regimented the kind of gun handling laws are when you're on a US set.
Yeah,
like it's mental apparently.
Should be, yeah, definitely.
Obviously, absolutely should be. But then. Because I saw there was like a breaking bit of news that like he was pointing the gun at the camera or something. And
but that's for the scene.
I was like, well, obviously, because like how mental is that? Because it clearly would have been a shot where probably a close up where he's just firing off into the distance because he shot the cinematographer.
Yeah.
Who would have been behind the fucking camera?
Yeah.
And then also, I guess it was just one bullet. So it must have gone through her and into him.
It skimmed his right shoulder. I think I'm pretty sure.
It's fucking horrible.
But I feel awful for Alec Baldwin.
I feel terrible. Yeah.
Because it's like I saw pictures of him. Have you seen those pictures of him?
Yeah.
And it's like I always get the most disturbed by these sort of news stories because
and racial inequality
and of course racial inequality, but mainly this is stories of people like because I see myself doing that.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
You're a class.
Whenever I see something like that, as I told you, my biggest fear is saved your life, pretend to push someone, and then they actually
and they die. Yeah.
Because that's just like that is I can't.
I saw someone do that recently, and I hate it. As saved your life.
Yeah.
As in, they didn't actually push him off the cliff.
You do it, they freak out, go into traffic, get hit.
It's not worth the joke, guys. It's not worth the joke.
Just like the idea, but I just know that I could see myself.
Yeah, because you're dyspraxic.
And then you spend the rest of your... So I'm like, when I saw Alec Baldwin shot, I was like, I would do that. Yeah. I could see myself doing that. And it wouldn't be my fault, but I wouldn't be able to live with myself.
But it's not even a saved your life situation because it's, for him, it's gone through all the checks. Yeah. He's then ready on set to do his take. His take is shooting a gun that way. He's just that's just part of his job of acting. Bam, take the shot, and then it's all over.
Yeah.
horrendous.
So do you think the whole film's going to be binned? And
Has to be.
Yeah, there's no way.
No one's going to go and watch it. Well,
Well,
a lot of people
I'd
might
go
go
watch
and watch
it.
it. Yeah, I think I would too.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I think we're not very... The public isn't very moral with that. No, we won't go see that. No, that'll be almost more interesting. No, I don't think you can pick up production after that.
No.
And
but
it's
they were
a tough film to
already complaining about workers' rights on set.
Yeah,
and there's already complaints about the armourer who was like 24 on her last film. This is her second film.
Yeah.
So like super rookie.
Horrible. She's so
so her life's ruined. Obviously, the person who died's life ruined.
Families,
Alec Baldwin's
etc.
horrible.
Horrible.
I mean, Alec Baldwin. I don't know what.
Give it enough
Is Alec
time.
Baldwin's career over?
I can't imagine him.
I don't think he's not going to have an SNL appearance.
That's what I was going to say. When's he going to like? Can you imagine? You
He
can't
has
really
to
see
stay
him
serious.
Trump.
He can't go back to comedy. I feel for a bit. He'd have to do some serious.
Well, he
work.
can now. Now it's time for like his Oscar noms.
There's a silver lining.
It's a silver lining. He can now go into the broody.
Hey, I've always
broody
had a
main
soft spot
character.
for Alec Baldwin.
Me too.
Because he's like handsome, but he's really chunky.
Yeah.
He's like weird. He's like kind of fat.
Yeah.
But he's like handsome and
he's still good
charismatic.
looking. Yeah.
But he's you can tell he's got big fat fingers.
Big fat chubby thumbs.
He's a big like beans and beans and chip fat. Do you know what I mean? It's a type of fat.
But he looks like beans and chips.
He does.
But still,
he's fat.
I'm
though.
attracted to him.
Yeah, he is.
What's
like in
happening?
30 Rock, he's wearing the suit and stuff, but he's actually too fat for the suit.
Yeah, which makes him the perfect kind of
Comedy hot
comedy
man.
character.
Yeah.
He's brilliant at 30 Rock.
He's fantastic.
But I think I do want to see him because like there obviously his media team is scrambling around being like, how the fuck are we going to cope with this? Give him some time to process the traumatic event he's gone through. But I think if I was him, I'd just go straight back on SNL, do another Donald Trump impression.
Yeah, straight away.
Even though Donald Trump's not.
Well, I hope that he's not going to get cancelled or anything. Like, I understand his own fight with his own morality. That's up to him. But I hope there's not any sort of public. I don't know how it can
At the
be
moment-
how can it be at all his fault?
Yeah, exactly.
I don't really know.
There's no reason it can be his fault.
I can't even see like.
Well, right. So I've heard that there's these new T-shirts being printed, and again, this is coming from because he's a very abrasive guy, and he's said a lot of outspoken things.
Yeah.
He's kind of a big lefty.
Yeah.
In America,
But one of those lefties you know is like he's politically very moral, but personally you can tell it's like his personal life's a mess.
Yeah, I'm not sure how economically left he is. Might be quite socially left.
I feel. No, because I think I've seen him on like Rush Today, talking.
really?
So like kind of like he's going out there to try and
Yeah.
positive selves, but he's one of those people his personal life's a mess morally.
Yes.
So like cheating.
Well, there was a whole
shouting.
thing with his wife pretending to be Spanish.
I mean, incredible.
Fantastic.
I mean, I completely forgot about that.
Yeah, he's done some
so
good news stories.
the story of the Baldwins.
Oh,
It
it's-
is,
yeah.
you know, we've got Steve Baldwin. He's got other two less successful actor brothers.
Who look
He's got a
hilariously
fake
similar.
Spanish wife. It's getting bizarre.
It's getting off.
Haley Baldwin, who's married to Justin Bieber.
Yeah, what the fuck?
So it's like,
Yeah, that's fucking mental. But I think a lot of so there's this new T-shirt and it's because it's a right wing, like crazy pro gun people's response to it, thinking, which
guns don't kill people.
guns don't kill, what Alec Baldwin does.
Does it say that?
Yeah.
I was joking when I said
It
that.
does, yeah. It does, yeah. That's the thing, and kind of funny from them.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good, but again, doesn't make any sense.
Not at all. No
Not
sense.
at all. And because but that's what I was thinking. Because like in terms of his argument, massive anti-gun argument, of course. So then, if you're going to be madly anti-gun, surely you should never have a real gun even on set.
Yeah.
And so it in no way is his fault, but sadly it does weaken his argument. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, maybe, but I guess if massively anti-gun is like gun control, and gun control means you can have guns on set. Do you know what I mean? Like
True,
you can have guns on set in the UK.
Guns on set in the UK. Yeah,
So
yeah.
I don't think that. No.
And because that's very true, and I agree.
Thank
I
you.
think the problem. All right. And then the problem with that is it's just like he can't ever talk about gun control again, which I think was one of his big political things. He can't.
Yeah, it's a shame.
And that's a shame because you can't rationally put.
Didn't you
the
kill
the
someone
action
with a
without-
gun? It's all right. I can't talk about it.
Okay. I'll let Sarah Silverman say this one.
She's next.
She's next. Who
She's
knows?
next.
No, I feel terrible for him. And yeah, I think
She's going to crash into an abortion clinic or something. It's just.
Didn't you? Yeah. I'll let Amy Schumer say this one.
Also, even though we talked about it, the Dave Chappelle special, the story keeps rolling on and on. It's still taking headlines. It's still
he's one of the biggest comedians who's a bit of a face of that kind of comedy.
Yeah,
and it's a real kind of coming together of these two massive forces that there are in comedy and in the world at the moment.
It's quite a weird one though, because when we did like a straight up review, we were like more expecting it to be good, surprised it was bad, reviewing it just as that. And now the backlash has come, so it's become a political issue when I don't think it was fully before. And it's kind of like, it feels like a real shift in the culture wars with heavy air quotes, because it's Netflix employee tries to get the show cancelled. Yeah. Netflix fires that person.
Yeah.
And it feels like if you see the public support, the pure numbers are hugely in Chappelle's favour.
Yeah, and that's also a bit of a conundrum / a bit of hypocrisy in some ways, because they're standing by Chappelle by saying, no, we're a platform that puts out content, and we're not gonna stop free speech kind of thing. And then one of their employees says, I think we should take it off, and they fire them. That's kind of in the same. Do you know what I mean? Well, I guess because what they're saying is you're not standing by Netflix's content idea.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's also not allowing for dissenting views, which is what they're doing by keeping Chappelle on. So there is hypocrisy within that.
I guess so, but it's like they apparently fired her because she leaked sensitive information that you shouldn't leak.
Got too drunk at the Christmas party.
And just generally not nice around the office.
Just a mean person.
Yeah. But it's now, though I've been shocked by the amount of people who've come out and said that the Chappelle special was good.
As you do.
Yeah.
All right, it's just
I've been
reading.
Absolutely shocked at the people who are saying it's good or has artistic value.
The hardcore fans that are standing, like going to because there's some interviews with people, because he's been doing a run in London, I think. Yeah. And they've interviewed people who are going to the show, just like fucking loving it. And that's just
how can you?
How?
It's not a good special.
It's not good.
But then weirdly, with the debate that's happening afterwards, I'm finding myself in the broader scheme, sort of siding with the Chappelle side, because I personally thought it was a transphobic special. I personally thought it was a bad, unfunny special. But the reaction to try and take it down, I was like, well, you fucked it once again, because it's just the consistent tactical failure of these sort of people. You've pissed everyone off again,
and in a sense,
you're not going to help anything. You show people that it's now he's a martyr, when this special should be seen as a crappy special, and it should be left up there so you can all see how bad it is.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree.
It's crazy.
I completely agree, because then you give him that, and then that. Yeah, when it becomes a debate about whether it was a good show or not, and whether it was transphobic or not, that's not the debate anymore. It's should he have the right to say terrible things. Yeah, and it's
like obviously on
if we stop talking about that, just let the terrible things speak for themselves. Yeah. Bad show.
I had an interesting conversation with the Black American comedian who was staunchly in favour of it, and posted stuff on his Instagram story, and I responded to him saying it was a weak special though, and he was sort of implying, well, you're a white English dude.
Yeah.
You don't get it. This wasn't for you. He even said, don't worry, it doesn't make you a bad person. As if I was even considering that it made me a bad person. And
it's the moustache.
Yeah. And it immediately it became quite weird, and I got kind of confused because the debate sort of shifted that it was like, he was sort of comparing it to part of the black civil rights. Basically, it's the frustration of black people about the speed of some movements and how slow the emancipation has been.
That was a little bit of it.
A tiny bit of it. But then, with all of that, I still am like, I don't know how you can stand by just the weakness of the jokes.
Yeah,
I think that's what stands out. But I do feel it is a little shift in the tides in favour of free speech.
Yeah,
because I think it's going to be a victory for the Chappelle side, and they feel more emboldened than ever.
Yeah.
Because of the constant failure in tactics of. But also, I think it's almost like, when there's two sides clashing, it's like, you don't give them an inch. If the woke side, sorry to be crass, but if the woke side gave the free speech side an inch, it would help them so much. It's the fact that they don't give inches that makes it so...
true.
Like, honestly, just give them an inch. Just give them a little bit.
Exactly.
So I'm interested to see how that folds out. Because from both... I've seen people from both sides.
Netflix are never going to take it off.
Yeah, but it is interesting. They're a huge platform, you know. normally those kind of big platforms are seen as quite woke, diverse, and they pride themselves on it. They put out a special that said some quite racy things. It's a shift. It's a big shift. And people there are numbers of people who love it. And see it,
people, and then it's also, it's that tribal identity of liking a show that isn't good just because it's not going to be, you don't want it to be cancelled because of its content. Yeah.
But then I kind of I don't know. I'm interested. I'm glad he's taken a break because I hope he comes back.
He comes back better,
Well, speaking of...
I need a wee.
Okay, go for it.
What have we got?
So the Insulate Britain, there's been a new viral clip going around, which I think it's confused both of us.
Yes.
Because obviously in the more liberal circles of our echo chamber, it's been shared with glee. It's been the talk radio presenter, who I've seen other clips of him, and he does seem like an absolute
knobhead.
Archetypical British knobhead. Yeah. Talk radio style knobhead. The opinionated fat British bloke.
Big chubby knobheads are a very specific person, and he's one of them.
Yes, he is. And they had an Insulate Britain protester on, who I do agree with people who don't like Insulate Britain now, because it does seemingly be another very poorly done movement. They've got this Insulate Britain guy on.
Yeah.
And he asks him, what do you do? And he says, carpenter. And he's got a right-wing gotcha moment in his head. And he's like, well...
You can see the glee in his face.
You're killing trees. You
can see the glee in his knob head.
Yeah, his knob head. Yeah. You can see the blood flowing to his knob head.
He's getting a
fully erect knob head.
Erect knob head,
and he says,
just extends.
Well...
Oh, what was that? Carpentry. Gotcha.
Yeah, well, you're killing trees, aren't you? And he goes, well, no, it's a renewable resource. And I was like, okay, fair enough. Well played. That's 1-0 Insulate Britain.
Yeah.
And then what was the thing? What happened from there? How did concrete get brought up?
He goes, I'm a carpenter. Oh, what? So you cut down trees? Yeah, but it's a sustainable.
This is a call-in on talk radio.
Regenerative, practice where you can plant more trees.
Made sense to me. I'm fine at this point.
And then he's like, because you can't I don't like working concrete. You can't grow concrete. And he goes, yes, you can. And then, to be fair to the bloody guy, the protester, just keeps it silent.
Yeah.
Which is what makes that clip, because he just kind of just looks at the camera and just lets that sit. Now, funny on first viewing.
Sure.
On second and third, let's dive into it.
Let's dive into it. So this is sort of the kind of nuance we want to bring to the political debate. Obviously, I lean more towards the Insulate Britain viewer destroying this knobhead.
Absolutely.
But if we're going to try and be objective to what's actually being said here, I've seen a lot of people share it with, I can't believe this. He actually thinks you can grow concrete.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of implication that this right-wing idiot is so naive.
Yeah.
He thinks you can grow concrete. And I get it, because linguistically it is an error.
Yeah.
Concrete doesn't grow.
Absolutely.
Much like you don't, you don't invent electricity, it's discovered.
Sure.
It's a linguistic error, for sure.
And it's a superficial error.
Because I feel
how is concrete made? And I would like to ask everyone that shared it that question. How is concrete made?
It's sand. It's hard sand.
It's hard sand.
Yeah.
Well, you mix it. Yeah, and it's something that's created, which would suggest...
And I looked it up, and it's renewable. I think. I mean, I did one page and it's sort of said it.
I haven't heard...
and it makes sense to me it's renewable.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. Having heard a lot about the climate change discourse, concrete hasn't been a big problem.
No. So when he says you can grow concrete, I feel he's implying it's like trees, it's regenerative.
Yeah, it's possible. It's not the most
and it's this sort of thing
practice.
That often when I see these sort of viral clips of a right-wing person being an idiot,
and you often do.
I often do, and they, I see. It's like I get it, but you're being stupid in how much you're thinking they're being stupid. And it's something that's just it undermines. It just shows how biased the argument is.
Exactly.
It's like, he is a novice, but there's loads of stuff you get. But he doesn't think concrete grows.
He
just doesn't.
We know he doesn't.
Well, we don't know he doesn't. We don't know he doesn't, and that's the confusion. Is that maybe?
Yeah,
maybe he genuinely thinks concrete grows in trees,
and then we take all our words, all our words back.
It'll be astonishing from the evidence of that video.
It'll be astonishing if he's got to a place of hosting a fairly popular, I don't know how popular it is, but if he got any radio show on any station thinking that concrete grows on trees.
If he knew how to work the microphone.
Yeah. It's not the kind of guy who would be able to hold a conversation.
Speaking into the mic like this.
Yeah. Had his glasses on backwards. Then I'd be...
And his shirt and jumper on backwards.
Yeah.
I'd be like, this guy thinks concrete...
This guy thinks concrete grows on trees, but he's had a political talk show for fucking ages. You think he knows that.
Yeah.
But...
And these are not...
Let's laugh at the slip-up.
Yeah.
Let's laugh at the slip-up, but let's not share it as political fucking ammunition.
Yeah.
Oh, we got him. Because the annoying thing is if the Insulate Britain protester said something like that, then the right-wing people would be sharing it, saying what a ridiculous thing as well. But it was just a slip-up. I think there's...
But it does feel like... Yeah, but it feels like... This is, I'm seeing, I think Novara Media shared it as well. And it's like, this is where you're going to lose the battle. Yeah. Is sharing these things and saying, like, it's a bit like, wow, it's a bit Yas Queenie.
Yeah.
Like, another winning.
Yeah.
It's a bit winning.
Do
you know what I mean? Like, winning. It's like, you're not winning. It's not a good gotcha.
Because there's an inherent, there's like a little subtle thing in it saying that, oh, he's proved us all right by this small slip-up that occurred. Rather than look at the comedy of the actual slip-up, they've proved the entire point about climate change. Right-wing people think concrete grow on trees.
Yeah.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
Let's have a genuine discussion about it. Let's laugh at it. I found it funny for the first time, but then it made me think, how is concrete made?
And maybe that was the point.
Maybe that was the point.
Maybe the most important thing is the friends we make along the way. Thank you very much for listening and subscribing. Well, we're on 993, and it's getting worryingly close to 100.
What ep are we on?
We're on, I think, 96 now.
I think we can do it. Let's all come on, because we went up. We went down when we first asked people to subscribe.
Which is rude.
Which is just a bit much, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're just
this is episode 96.
We're just so by the time
we're on 993 subscribers. This is getting a bit mad.
When you put it into context, so we've done when we hit our 100th episode, that's like 150 hours we've sat here. Because it's like 1 minute 10.
Okay.
Maybe not that much.
Yeah. Bad maths. Let's just say 100 hours.
125.
Yeah.
When you add up all of it, and then that's without the Patreon.
Yeah.
And over 100 hours we've sat here. Can you just fucking click the subscribe?
Can we cover 1,000? We just need something.
We're asking for 6 more subscribers.
No, we actually don't ask for a lot from you guys. We really don't.
But it's going to go down again.
It's
going to go down. Every time we ask for it, people go, well, that's a bit beggy, isn't it?
Yeah, well, of course it's beggy. You'd be if you were fucking... Someone's tiddling your knob, your balls. We've been blue balls. This is fucking insane. Let daddies come.
Let daddies come. We want to do a live stream.
Where daddies come.
Let daddies come.
And with that, we'll see you next week.